rock out. Real quick, man, this is beautiful. So many beautiful black people in here. And I just want to say, like, from where I come from, we don't see stuff like this, right? Like, and for me to be able to come up here, shout out to Marcus, he's been dominating it, has been a person I've been watching for years, even before I, got any type of following, money, anything. He was already that person that was already making it. So I want to say thank you to him. So today we're gonna be talking about AI. Bear with me as well. I am fasting, so if I slow down a little bit, just know I'm, hanging in there, right? Now, real quick, before anything, can y'all write these down for me? That way, when I'm talking, y'all ain't gotta, keep going looking up and down. So we got ManyChat for the people over here who can't see it. ManyChat is number 1. Number 2, we have Zapier. Number 3, we got ChatGPT. Number 4, we got Opus Clips, O-P-U-S, Clips. And then number 5, we got make.com. I'm gonna tell y'all how we went from 28 employees, dropped to 17, has been more profitable than we've ever been. Because we didn't need that many people. We didn't need all these, I get it, you wanna hire as much as you can. I think of AI as freedom. I don't mean just time freedom, I mean money freedom. Because I was with a guy yesterday, he was like, bruh, it was this crazy time. We made $108,000 this month, and guess how much I kept? I'm like, how much? He's like, 37. I'm like, 37,000, that's not terrible. He's like, no, $37. And I was like, oh yeah, we're doing something wrong then. And I'm thinking to myself, what could possibly take up 99.9%, literally 99.9% of the money that you made? And a lot of it is because he's not using automations. So I got into AI probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, and I just found it interesting that it was just like, we're out here hiring all these people, but if you look at the biggest companies in the world, I'm an investor, so I buy companies at a discounted price, and if you look at the companies like the Microsoft, the Nvidias, the Walmarts, you see nothing but layovers, right? People losing their jobs. Now it's unfortunate, yeah, that's just how the market works, right? But at the end of the day, you also see what they're implementing. So if you go into Walmart right now, there's more people in the self-checkout line than they are going through the regular line. It's adapting. So if your business is not also adapting, guess what? You will get left behind. You're gonna be just like Blockbuster when Netflix came, right? So I'm gonna go down each one of these and how we use them. And for me, man, it's important because I wanna give value to his group of people, but I also wanna make sure I give y'all actionable information, so that way you're not just sitting here just looking at me and sounding like, oh man, he's a great talker, a great talker, right? I want you to actually go use some of these things and go set it up, all right? Now, real quick, is there anything on here that you have not heard of before? Raise your hand if you have not heard of one of these before, at least one. Oh, this is gonna be so good, oh my God. So first off, we're gonna start with ManyChat, right? Marcus talks about it a lot. I've heard Neil talk about it a lot. And there's certain reasons that I love ManyChat, right? And it goes along with AI as well. Now, I'm not the type of person to just come in here and start talking about ChatGPT and you can just type this in real quick and you can make a book. No, I'm not that person, right? I'm gonna tell you all the things that I use to book calls every single day, and how we went in a webinar for a JV webinar and had 18,000 registrants spending $20,000 and did $120,000 in 2 hours, okay? So the reason I love ManyChat, I was just with my girl yesterday and I was like, man, I need a wait list, right? Because one of the things that I noticed, I'm in the clothing brand space as well, and you need to build an audience, right? Before you do a release, you don't just go out there, like he said, you don't just go out there and start selling stuff when nobody knows who you are. For me, it's like, I'm gonna give value, I'm gonna make content, I'm gonna get them to understand who I am. I'm gonna have them join this wait list. And then after a certain period of time, I'm gonna make it exclusive. I'm gonna make it limited. And then when I do drop on that wait list, it's like, yo, I only got 50 spots, but it's 3,000 people on here. You think I'm really only taking 50 spots? No, it's a marketing thing, right? So when I do say we're only taking 50 spots and I have 1,000 people come through, wow, it's crazy, right? So the reason I love ManyChat is because it integrates with pretty much Facebook and Instagram, which is the main platforms y'all use. How many of y'all use Facebook and Instagram? Of course, right? But the problem is how many of y'all are having problem getting more leads from your content? A lot of the problem is because we're not giving them actionable words to actually utilize, right? So I might have a webinar, right? And it might be a webinar where I have 7,000 registrants, but people are like, well, you had 7,000 people click the link in your bio. No. I have 7,000 people, maybe 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 of them go to my bio, but I have the other 3,000 or half of them comment a word on my page. Now, what does this do? You said it before, right? If your followers are fake, your engagement, your page is not gonna get pushed, right? What I'm doing is I'm tricking the algorithm to think that everyone is engaged. So I'm always having them comment something. So if you're doing a webinar, If you're doing landscaping and you got a landscaping ebook or a landscaping course, or you got something where they can book a call and they can start getting into the landscaping business, you need to have something to where they're typing something on your page. Whether it be an Instagram story, whether it be a live, every time I go into Marcus Live, there's comment something, right? You're getting sent something. So at the end of the day with ManyChat, it is a way for you guys to get emails and phone numbers, all right? I was talking about this with my boy, Will Rivera. How many of you guys know Will? Yeah. Will Change Live, shout out to my guy. And we were talking about enterprise value because I'm looking at exiting a company soon here, right? And one of the things we talked about was like, why don't people focus on the email and text list enough? Why don't people talk about the broadcast channel enough, right? Because one of the things with the broadcast channel on Instagram, how many of y'all have one set up already? Oh my God, y'all don't have it set up? Yeah. So a broadcast channel, right? It's funny. So a broadcast channel allows you to reach out to all of your followers and have them join this one channel, right? But guess what? They can't respond. They can't say anything in there. So this is a place where I come in there and I give game every day. Here's new Shopify apps. Here's new AI apps that you can use. Here's this email automation you can use. All of it, I'm putting lead generation, lead opt-ins, right? So it's an opt-in page. I'm sending them all there, right? But it's a dedicated channel of people who only love you. So when we talk about making tons of money, you need true followers. You need a tribe. How can I build my tribe in multiple areas? So yeah, you're gonna have your email and your text list, but what about on these social platforms where they're already residing at? So you're gonna use that broadcast channel. Write that down, broadcast channel. Instagram broadcast channel. Yeah, it's on Instagram. Yeah, so if you go to like your DMs, if you click the top right where it says create, you can create a broadcast channel. Now you're building this so you can constantly market to the people who love you already. So the problem is we're just not using every part of every social media platform out there. And then when you set up AI with it, you get more people in there, right? Is it kind of starting to make a little bit of sense now? Yeah. Cool. Now the other reason I love ManyChat as well is if anybody running webinars, VSLs, challenges, ebooks, courses, anything like that, right? Perfect. This is one of the best ways that I've personally found to get people to actually buy immediately. So I might go on to Instagram Live and I might say, I might give game for an hour. And then at the end, it's like, yo, Tez, you just gave us game for an hour. You gave us value. It's like a mini webinar. Well, comment this word right now. And before I close out of this live, I'm gonna show you how to go buy this product real quick. So I'll turn my screen around on the phone, walk them through the computer. Here's how you buy it. Go comment it right now. There's only 10 spots left right now. Go. By the end of the live, I'll probably have 20, 30 people buy it, but it's organic. I'm in it to make more. I've ran ads. Like he said, I've dominated ads for 3-4 years. I've ran them myself. And then before I started teaching people, I got guinea pigs and I made them money. And then I gave it out for free. And then I started charging. And then I started charging, and I started charging, I started making money. And then guess what? I'm here where I am right now on stage speaking, right? So ManyChat is gonna be your best friend. You have to set up as many of them as you can, whether it be for a masterclass, whether it be for a webinar, whether it be for sign up for a manufacturer list or a landscaping ebook, or my guy, he had a real estate business. Where's he at? My guy back here might be for something that he has. If you're not using this, right, you can build the brand and all of that stuff you want, but the lead gen is not gonna happen if you're not using this. Does that make sense? Say yes if that makes sense. Yes. Perfect. Number 2, we got Zapier. That's my best friend, bro. Oh my God. I got everything going through Zapier, bro. Now, the reason Zapier is so important is because it pretty much integrates with every platform you could possibly use. How many of y'all use ClickFunnels? High, raise it high, raise it high, raise it high. All right, what about Go High Level? Oh my God, he giving y'all a game. So we recently migrated to Go High Level as well. And one of the biggest reasons is because cost efficiency, right? Like, why am I using ActiveCampaign? Let me tell y'all, I was paying simple texting $7,000 a month just to send a couple text messages before my webinar. And then I'm like, why am I paying this? And then ActiveCampaign is charging me $4,000 a month. So you're already going into the webinar negative, even though we know we're gonna make it back, right? Because we dogs, right? But I know for a fact that if I just had better systems in place on Go High Level, it probably would make more sense. The other thing that I look at AI as is automations. That's all AI is. It makes your life 10 times easier. So that's why I said we've downgraded from 28 people to 17 people on our team. Because 28 people, all of those things, those other 11 people, the things that they did, I had AI do for me. And that's gonna be one of the biggest benefits and cost-effective ways for y'all to scale y'all business. Because at the end of the day, we can talk revenue all we want. What's the bottom line? What you gonna take home to your family and feed them with? That's what matters. I can go online and be like, yeah, I made 400,000 last month. But if you, just like my friend, you made 400, but you spent 399, you got 1,000. Still in poverty, right? So the thing is with Zapier, you got to start looking at it from a perspective of like, how can I automate every process? So for example, I'm gonna give y'all an example of this, right? I needed a wait list, all right? So I said, all right, cool, I need a wait list. I made a quick funnel, quick opt-in funnel, right? And then I said, all right, well, I need to get them onto a list. I need to save it, right? Enterprise value, what I was talking about with my boy Will, right? Enterprise value as in your email and your text list is gonna be the most important thing ever. When I looked at exiting a company probably like 4 or 5 months ago, they told me that the email and text list was probably one of the most important things and also how I get my buyers. So whether we run ads and can I do this faceless? As a CEO, can I buy this company? Can I come in, can I buy it and put somebody else to run it for me? That's what CEOs look at. That's how they buy and sell companies, right? And one of the most important things, again, is Zapier being able to automate with multiple things. So I was like, all right, I need a wait list. I made a quick funnel, boom, got it set up. I'm like, all right, cool. Now I'm gonna go to Zapier and I'm gonna say every person who opts into this funnel, soon as they give me their phone number, their email, I'm gonna send them to a spreadsheet. Soon as they get to the spreadsheet, I'm gonna have a VA upload everything. Now I could have had it go straight to the, straight to active campaign or a simple text or a go high level, right? But it depends on what your goal is. It depends on what the action is. So for me, I needed a certain segmented list because this thing that I'm about to send, everybody doesn't need to see this. This is exclusive. This is for the waitlist members. That's how you make them feel exclusive, right? Now the next one is ChatGPT. Man, oh my God. I use ChatGPT probably every day. My girl, she uses ChatGPT every single day. You use it every day? Oh, you have to. One of the key, you wrote a book off of it. Bro, one of the key things about ChatGPT is, I know y'all probably already know about, using it to write articles or do copy or emails or text messages. And if you don't know, I hope you know now, right? You can use that for all of those. One of my prime reasons of using it is because within my funnels, I might have a funnel, right? And it's crazy. How many of y'all know what a KPI is? Key performance indicator, right? Exactly. If you don't know what that is, go ahead and write that down or put it in your notes, all right? Key performance indicator. Man, I oftentimes think like, we always think about how can I get more people in, keep more people in. And I was just one day sitting there thinking, I'm like, out of the people who are getting in, how many people are actually opting in? How can I tweak that percentage? So you might have a 30% opt-in rate, that's okay. But what if you just got it to a 50%? You wouldn't need no more people, you just need the people who are coming there to opt in. So I started to do something crazy, right? Soon as they started adding plugins on ChatGPT, in ChatGPT 4, there's multiple variations. So this is the version you want to use, ChatGPT 4. I'm gonna just put it up here. Right? One of the things I did was I was like, man, my opt-in rate isn't the best. So I screenshotted my opt-in page and I uploaded it to into ChatGPT. And I said, tell me a better headline than what I have. Also tell me a better copy and a better subliner that will allow me to get to 60% opt-in rate. Guess what it did? Gave me 5 different variations. And now I can split test and create multiple variations. And then we ended up finding one. So we went from having a 33% opt-in rate to a 62% opt-in rate. So that is what is that? 100% increase in the bottom line of your company if you just were to convert more people at the end. You just have more leads, right? So you're gonna convert more of the leads that you have coming in, right?
What was that prompt you asked?
I got you. So inside of ChatGPT, y'all know how there's multiple platforms where y'all can upload like images. So on ChatGPT, there is, if you go to ChatGPT 4 at the bottom right, as soon as you're about to start typing, right on the right side of that, there's an attachment file link, right? You take that, so you basically want to screenshot the opt-in page, screenshot your website, whatever it is, you can do this across anything, right? You screenshot that, you upload it to ChatGPT by that little link that's saved on your computer. You tell it, take the role of an expert copywriter. So one thing that y'all need to know about using AI is that you have to give it a direct thing to do. Give it a perspective to start thinking in. So for me, if I need an email written, I'm gonna say, take the role of a copywriter for this email marketing company. I need an email that will convert my audience into this thing, and here's the benefits that's gonna give them, and here's the problems that my audience already have on my email list. Write it. there goes the entire email. And I might just go back through it and I might change some of the words so it can actually look real because they be using all types of crazy long words. I don't use those types of things, right? So you gotta also accommodate to your audience as well when you're using platforms like ChatGPT. If there's words in there that you do not use in your email and in your copy, do not just randomly use it just so you can copy and paste it because it'll make your life easier. Because the brand is important, like he said, right? So I'm using ChatGPT plugins for every part of your company. It does not matter if you have a landscaping company, right? You might have a real estate company you cold calling. You might have a script that does not work well, but you don't know it don't work well. So you might upload the entire script into ChatGPT and say, give me an even better script that will perform better than the one that I have right now. Does that make sense? Makes sense. Yep, so beforehand you give it, so the way I like to have it is, number one, role. So write that down. Number one is a role. I am giving ChatGPT a role. A role is basically like, what is your role in this company? What do you do in this company, right? You might have a COO or operator, right? You might have a systems person. You might have a support person, right? The next thing as well is, after you give it the role, you also have to understand what you're trying to solve. If you don't know what you're solving, how do you know, like, we all have problems, but if you don't understand the problem, how can you ask for the solution? It don't make sense, right? So I'm gonna give it a role, I have my problem, and now I need the solution. So just in that format, regardless of what niche you're in, you can use that. All right? How many of y'all make content in here? Everybody make content, come on now. So let me tell y'all, we started on YouTube a while ago, probably about a year and a half ago, 2 years. And Opus Clips is an AI that will cut up your content, long form, into short form. Now, I know y'all like having y'all content look good with the little captions and everything and all the little colors and all of that. It does everything for you. I'm gonna just be honest with you, all right? So the reason I say this is important is because a lot of people are working 1,000 times harder to make short form videos. So how many of y'all be like, y'all get in front of the camera and you be like, oh, I don't like the way my hair looked after I made this video, or I didn't like the way I smiled, or I have some in my teeth, what the, like, you know what I mean? So one of the things that I like about Opus Clips is that if you just sit down and you focus on long form content, because YouTube is gonna take you a lot farther than all these other platforms, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? If you sit down and you focus on the long form content and you use this to chop it up into short form content, you're knocking out 2 birds with 1 stone. So what I would tell y'all is focus on long form content, have a category. Everybody has different, business, y'all all are in different industries, different niches. Have one category that is extremely important and give away your best shit for free. Then when you give away your best shit for free, you're going to gain a tribe member. You keep going, you keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. The more audience, the more eyes you start getting to watch your stuff, the more of a tribe you start building. And then when you start dropping something, it's not a coincidence that we can do a 50K day, that we can do a 30K day, that he can promote an event and have 700 people show up. It's no coincidence, right? So Opus Clips is gonna allow you guys to take all of that long form content, cut it up into short form content. So if you just came in and let's say for me, I might be talking about clothing. So we talking about nothing but manufacturers. Why I hate Pakistan manufacturers. Why I love China manufacturers. I'm gonna talk about all of that stuff in a 20-minute video. And I know for a fact, because of who I am, I'm gonna drop bars every minute of the video. But there's certain ones that I may not like more than others. So I'm gonna just take the ones that I do like, and that's what this is for. It's doing all the work for you. Again, my goal today is to give y'all implementable, actionable information that y'all can use that'll save y'all time, money, and that won't stress you out. A lot of this stuff is very user-friendly. This is why I started with these 5. Now, I have a list of like 100 that maybe I can like send to Marcus, he can email out to y'all, of different ones like for audio, for anything you could possibly think of, right? Now, the next one, make.com. That's another important one too. Very similar to Zapier, but this integrates with every single platform, social media platform out there. Every single one of them. Everything you could possibly think of, from email marketing to text message to Instagram to TikTok to Google Sheets to Excel, whatever you can think of, make.com. So the reason this is important is because you might, if you have a real estate company, right? And you have, let's say wholesalers are sending you deals. You might want a certain automation that will take this wholesaler, put them inside of a group. Once you put them inside of the group, the deal that they sent, you might want to put it into a spreadsheet. And then once it goes to the spreadsheet, you want it to notify a VA. And then once it notifies the VA, you want it to, go along with the rest of the process. So make.com and Zapier are very similar. But what I would say is look at every component in your business. One of the best things that I ever did was last year when we started doing webinars. I hired a guy. He was like, my friend Colin. He's like, yeah, bro, I could come in, I could set up all the systems and operations for you. We'll break down everything inside of your company for 20,000. I was like, 20,000, okay, cool, take it, right? And he came in and he started setting up Slack, right? So if you don't have Slack, I want you to write that down. If you do anything with VAs, employees, team members, and you need communication to all be dialed in one spot, Slack is gonna be your best friend. Slack, right? So he came in and he set up the Slack. He set up all the automations in there, right? And then he said, all right, Tez, look, I got all of the foundational things in there. Now you just got to go out there and make the content. So guess what? I'm going to go make the content. I'm going to use ManyChat to bring in the leads. I'm going to use the Zapier or make.com to take those leads and put them in a certain category. I'm going to use ChatGPT to nurture those leads on whatever list that I have them on. And then afterwards, I'm going to use my content to keep killing it and keep bringing in the leads. And now it's all the flow. So every single part of your business, you got to start looking at what things do you do most of the work in? How many of y'all feel like there's these 2 or 3 things that you spend all of your time in? Raise your hand. A lot of people, right? So you might be putting a lot of your time into these things when really in reality, if you just made more content, you'll probably just make more money. But you need that thing to be outsourced. Instead of hiring more people, use one of these platforms. Because at the end of the day, one thing I can tell y'all, you can hire all the people you want. If the numbers ain't making sense, it's just not gonna make sense. It's just not, right? But a lot of these platforms, ManyChat, I mean, it's like $37 a month. Zapier is like $45 a month. ChatGPT is free, or $20 a month. Opus Clips free. Make.com is like $197 a month. So really, in reality, you might have been paying a person $1,000, $2,000, which was my case. I was paying multiple people $1,000, $2,000 commission on this, or a percentage of, if we close this amount, then you get a percentage. No, why would I keep doing that when I can just have all of this and I pay one-time flat fee every single month? It might be $300, $400 total. So instead of me paying $7,000 to these people, I cut all of it, which allows me to spend more money on ads, allows me to put more money into production. And then now guess what's happening? I'm having more people still signing up, still having the same number of people go through, but it's now just more efficient and I don't have to think about nothing. Once you set it up one time, it's done. That's the best part about AI, is that once it's set up, you don't have to keep going back and looking at it. Now Zapier, you might have to set up different Zaps. Now the play right here, it's called Zaps Unlimited. So let me tell y'all something. We're gonna keep this between us, all right? My boy Tony hit me up. He was like, bruh, Zapier charged me an arm and a leg. I started using Zaps Unlimited. I'm like, bruh, what is Zaps Unlimited? So basically Zapier, they have their own plan where if you make a certain amount of Zaps, and once the Zaps are used a certain amount of times, you get billed across, the time, how many times that Zap was used, right? So if you might have a limit of 1,000 Zaps per month, and that might cost you X amount, right? Zaps Unlimited allows you to pay $29 a month and you have unlimited Zaps. So if you have a big following or a small following, Zaps Unlimited is gonna be your best friend and it's cheaper than this, okay?
So it's different from Zapier?
It's under Zapier, so it's basically a company. They affiliate, so they bought a, what is it called? They bought a commercial account. And all they're doing is they're giving you accounts for $39 a month or $29 a month. They're gonna give you that because they're gonna get a commission on it, but you go under their plan. And they have unlimited. So you're basically all going under one hub. And all your information is still private and things like that. So it just allows you to have more access to the platform itself, as opposed to paying the top price every single month. Instead of that, just pay $39 and you good. Okay? Zaps Unlimited. Perfect. Now, the other thing as well, like I said with the broadcast channels, right? One thing that I will use ChatGPT for is to give me content for a week. Ideas. Right, so I might not have it make all of the content. I'm gonna just have it give me the foundational points of the content. Because as educators or as creators, you should be educating on the thing that you're about to teach. One thing I keep telling people, stop teaching people stuff that you don't know. How have you never experienced the thing and then you teaching them how to solve it? How does that make sense? It's like, yeah, I'm about to teach you how to bake a cake, but I don't even know what ingredients to use. But you're trying to teach somebody else, you're doing more harm than good. Like I just told my man, where is he at? I can't remember where he is. We were talking about him wanting to get into the space. Let me see, where is he? Right here. Wanted to get into the coaching space. I told him, I'm like, bro, you don't have to be a complete expert. My mentor, Jason Fladlin, he told me, a lot of people think that they have to complete the entire book to teach on the book. No, you just need to be a couple chapters ahead than the person who's starting the book. The person starting the book got the money, they gotta figure it out. Me, I done already started the book. So I got information that they need, they willing to pay me for it, right? Now, the other thing that I will also say is how your funnels are built. How many of you guys are using like actual funnels in your business? Smooth. Now, how many of you guys have a sales team, closers, anything like that? Okay, very few. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna skip over that part then, all right? So, you said no? We need it? All right, cool, I got you. So one of the things that we realized is, again, shout out to Jason Fladlin. If you guys don't know him, I want you guys to go buy this book, One to Many. This book, I knew nothing about webinars. I knew my boy Will would hit me up. He like, bro, I just made 300K today on this webinar after 3 hours. I'm like, bro, 300K? He like, yeah, whatever you're doing is weak right now. Stop what you're doing. I'm like, dang, bro, that's tough love. If y'all know Will, he no emotion at all, right? Now, One to Many is one of those books that will allow you to also see a lot of these points as far as lead generation and sales. But one thing that I love about One to Many is that you can automate a lot of the key points that he talks about in the book. So this is, again, gonna be your baby right here, the foundation. And as this grows and as you get better at this, selling to One to Many is gonna be 1,000 times easier. It just is. Because now you don't have to worry about as much. I know that when I go into this live, I have a particular thing that I'm about to start promoting. I know exactly what I'm about to talk about in this live. So I might as well send them here so I can either get them to buy something, so I can get them to opt into something, so they can join my email list, so they can join the text message list, again, which is the most important thing that you can possibly build. But back to my point, I was speaking with Jason Fladlin. Quick story, I went to WebinarCon. It was one of the first events I had really paid for to really paid a good amount of money for. It was like $5,000, right? And I got in the room, it was like only 40 people in there. I'm like, man, why aren't more people in there? And I only came for Jason Fladlin because before I came to that event, One to Many, I read the book from Will, and I made $700,000 in like 6 months or 5 months. Like I'm talking, I kept $700,000. And I'm like, bro, why are more people not talking about One to Many, right? And I started thinking to myself, I'm like, bro, like I gotta get in front of him. So I go to the event, pay for the event. He's the last person to speak, so I'm there for an entire 2 days. I'm getting all this information. I'm cluttered right now. A lot of y'all probably understand what I feel like, cluttered with information, right? As soon as he gets on stage, he impacts everybody on the stage. I talked to him at the end. And as we started connecting a couple weeks later, he told me, Tez, one of the things that I want you to understand is that everybody always steps over the 1s, the 5s, the 10s, and the 20s because they go for the 50s and the 100s. They go for the 50s and 100s because it's more important. It's easier, or some people think it's easier to just focus on those things. When he told me to focus on the 1s, the 5s, the 10s, and the 20s, I didn't understand what he was saying. But basically, after he broke it down over a phone call, he's basically saying you have to have multiple offers for different categories of people within your niche. So I'm like, bro, what? All right, cool. So I gotta have a free thing to get all these people in, and then I gotta have something recurring. So I got a Discord. Now the Discord is recurring. Okay, cool. Well, after that, then you need a course because some of the people might not want to join a community. Okay, so here's the course. Okay, after the course, well, I need something a little bit higher level because now that the people who took the course, now they're making a couple thousand, now you want to make tens of thousands a month. Here's the next level thing. And then again, you're ascending them through a funnel, right? Which is why funnels are so important. So buy One to Many if you guys are getting into webinar space, or if you just want to learn how to sell one to many in that space, is going to be 1,000 times easier rather than going one-to-one, okay? Now, again, all of these are going to be things that you're going to be using on the day-to-day. ChatGPT is going to be the one that you use the most often, right? And again, the most important part is go through all of your KPIs within your business, look at what you're spending the most of your time on, and then also look at what's making you the most money. Because here's the key thing. There's 20% of your inputs that are making up 80% of the results. But because you're focused on, I got to do this because it's hot, or because, somebody said this, I got to go do this. Now you focused on the 80% that's not producing the majority of the results. So look at your KPIs and say, all right, well, what's my click-through rate? Okay, what's my opt-in rate? What's my conversion rate? And then how can I get better in all of these? And then use AI to your advantage. That's why it's there. Every company in the world is using AI right now to an advantage to make more money or to save more money. Now, which one are you going to use it for? And if you're not using it at all, don't be surprised when your competitor does. And then when they have all the systems and they have all the leads and they're making all the money, you paying them now just to try to figure out how they're doing what they're doing. Here is the solution right here. Period. It can't get more simpler than this. Now, I understand it might be like, all right, I've never used these platform tests, all these things, bro. YouTube University. That's where I started. I'm gonna go research everything about ManyChat and how to set it up. And a lot of these platforms, as soon as you log into them, they have the video tutorials for you. But guess what we do? X. I figured it out on my own. And then you're wondering why you up 3 o'clock in the morning. You've been working on this since 5 p.m. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. You're like, bruh, this one zap got me here, right? It's a lot easier, right? So again, one of the things that I always tell people is that AI should be your best friend. You should not be looking at this like, oh, it's gonna take my job or anything like that. You should be looking at it like, this is the thing that's going to make me and save me more money. And I'm here to help you make more money, okay? So if you have a funnel, if you have a website, look at every component of your website, right? So if you have, let's say a VSL, right? Video sales letter. If you have a VSL, I'm gonna go ahead and upload a screenshot of the opt-in page because whatever percentage it's at right now. And again, you gotta know your analytics, understand your KPI. So if I know that the opt-in rate is this and I want it to be better, if I can get it to a 70 or 80%, that'll affect everything else that you're doing. It'll make you way more money because you got more people coming in. So perfect, I'm gonna upload a screenshot of this page. I'm gonna upload a screenshot of this page with a copy on it on the next page. And then even on the confirmation page, I'm gonna upload something else there. How can I keep making it better?
Does it need to be the full page test?
It doesn't. It just needs to be where they're gonna see majority of the things. So the 80% of people who go to your website, they go instantly to sign up. The header, the subline, those are gonna be the most important parts. So have it give you 3 to 5 different variations. Even when it comes to content, I know a lot of us, sometimes we might get burnt out. How many of y'all feel burnt out making content? You'd be like, I don't know what I'm about to create next, but I know it needs to be good. Well, guess what? When you use ChatGPT and you tell it to give you different, components of content within your business, look, y'all might think because you are the business owner and because you teach people how to do what you're doing, you might think it's so easy. There's so many components that you're doing that comes easy to you that is extremely hard to somebody else. Why are we not educating people on that part? It's the simplest things, bro. I had a guy like, bro, I do not know for the life of me how to start my Shopify account. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? You just go put your email in, you put your phone number, and you're good. But no, some people just need all of the steps for them. Well, guess what? You're gonna have to pay for that then. If you don't wanna go to YouTube and you're gonna sit here and ask me through DMs how you do it, I'm gonna have to charge you for it then. Never be afraid to charge people. Like you said, a closed mouth don't get fed. My mom told me that when I was very young. If you're hungry, you better say something. If you want money, you better say something then, right? That's the only way you're gonna feed the people you love. Again, Opus Clips, long form content, y'all. Produce as much of it as you can. Even if you feel uncomfortable, you just gotta get in front of the camera. Keep doing it. Keep making content. What's up?
So a question about ManyChat, right? I've been using that for like a year now. This is my 1 year anniversary of ManyChat. I love it.
Okay.
The question is, I called them, I spoke to them. Nobody knows how to do it, but when they comment the word on Facebook, it goes to the DM.
Yeah.
Yeah, I called them. They said that they're not sure how to work that yet. And I'm like, well, it's the company, so I don't understand.
No. Yeah, I got you. So basically, so when you guys go into ManyChat, there's different automations that they have set up. So you might have a person who comes into your live or comments something, right? For your instance, it might be Facebook. A lot of people sleep on Facebook. How many of y'all businesses operate primarily off Facebook? How many of y'all primarily operate off Instagram? How many of y'all who are using Instagram primarily use Facebook? Perfect. So one of the things that to answer your question is if you go in there, if you go to the Facebook category when you're setting up the automation, they even have AI in it. So if you needed to set up the automation for you, you can just type it in and it'll do it for you. So that might be the easier way to do it, right? That's how I do it. It's just quicker. I don't have to sit there and click all the buttons. I just ask it to do it and it does it for me, right? Zapier does the same exact thing. All of these platforms, even though they're automations, they have AI built inside of the automations to make your life 10 times easier. How smart is that? I got automations, right? I need automations, but I got AI to set up the automations. So that's like bread and butter, right? So to your point, right? You basically go in there, Facebook, you look at, someone comments on this post, and then the next action has to be Facebook send message. It's in there. I don't know how they don't understand that. Yeah, no problem.
I can't look. I did it.
Okay.
They're doing 100% because it's making money, so I ain't changing it.
Of course. No, yeah. And one thing you got to do is make sure a lot of these, y'all, it's costing you money. Exactly.
If you haven't did it in a year, it's costing you money. We ain't switching your stuff to thing at least monthly. Facts.
Fact. One thing I would say is, well, when y'all setting up automations, please try the automation first. Bro, oh my God, my friend, he goes into live. He's like, bro, I just set up the Zap and tell me while I'm in the live for 2 hours, I'm giving game. I got 400 people in there. I got all these people commenting the word and the Zap or the ManyChat was not working. I say you just wasted 2 hours of your time. When you could have just went live and just did a test live before you went really live and said, all right, I need one of y'all comment this, got off live, checked to make sure that it sent them the DM, And then you would have saved yourself 4 hours or 2 hours of draining yourself and another $3,000 of money that you could have made. So like he said, it's really costing you money. So again, go back through all of the automations if you are using it, redefine some of them, and then also which ones can you make better, right? The one thing that I love about Zapier is, again, it integrates with every single platform, man. Like everything you could possibly need automated, it can do it. If you need content, there's a guy, I want y'all to, I actually don't know him, but I was studying his content a while ago. His name is Stephen Pope. He's like a older Caucasian guy. He's like probably in his 50s. But when I tell you he has this content game figured out, I'm talking 100 pieces of content going out, automated every single week. It's a combination of Make.com, editors and VAs, and Zapier. Imagine 100 pieces of content going out every single week across 6 different platforms. So he's taking short, written content, turning it into long form content, taking that long form content, taking his editors, edit it into short form content. Short form content turns into threads for Twitter. It's everything that you make, you can go back and repurpose into something else for a different platform.
So you say he was taking written. So I did like a 10-week email campaign, just to get more, get in front of people. So if I could take that written cons, because my thought was, all right, the new leads that come into, Instagram, going to go high level. That with that automation, just would put them on that, like took out your highest performer and put them on that, the 10-week
sequence,
right? But what you just said was so I can take the written emails, so that it's based on my pillars, based on everything I'm about to go out, and I can turn that into what? Take the written, turn the written into. Take the written,
turn it into copy for a long form video, or you could turn it into short form video. You can either use ChatGPT to make the copy for you, or if you just want to take a certain sentence out of your emails and just use Opus Clips as a long form content to cut up the short form, you can use that as well. Hopefully that made sense. I know I just sounded super confusing.
You're saying copy, so long as we overload by the other because it's already, the copy is the writer, right?
Right.
You got the long form copy, written long form copy. So take that and put that into
making a video out of it. And you put it in ChatGPT. So it can give you the words to say in the video. Unless you like me, I don't use copy at all. Like when I get on YouTube, when I do webinars, I'm straight off the muscle, off the brain. So like I like to keep stuff organic. So if you are like that, then you might just want to use the topic itself. If you like to have read off of something in your videos, just so it's a little bit more clean, concise, you know what you're talking about, you're not gonna forget nothing, definitely use ChatGPT to repurpose it into a video piece of content.
So tell ChatGPT, they taking the role of, they're not a copywriter at this point, what are they, a video?
A video, basically like a video producer or something like that. So again, there's multiple roles y'all can use this for. Even chefs use this for ingredients. And again, all these different plugins, I only talked about one plugin. There's multiple plugins that y'all can use. So what I would say is when you go to ChatGPT, just look up plugins. Or you can even YouTube ChatGPT plugins, because it would take me too long to go in depth on every single one of them. So I'd rather just give y'all the foundation, the part that's gonna help you the most immediately. And then that way y'all can start executing with that, all right? Perfect. What I'm looking like on time? 4:44, okay, perfect. All right, I'm gonna start taking questions right now. So, my man, in the back, what's up?
Here's a question. So when you set up your Facebook, advertising, when you get a lead on Facebook, instead of it going to Norland, you can set up Zapier and get that to come directly to your phone. So like when the lead comes through, it just comes through your phone.
Absolutely.
I ran ads for a dealership 3 years ago. I haven't ran ads in a long time. I remember Billy Jean was teaching us how to, whenever somebody hits your ad, Zapier comes straight to your phone and post it and go into, I think you have to log in at one time and then have to go manually look at it. So what are they doing right now so it can still come automatically to your phone to where we see a lead? You jump right on it opposed to just sitting.
Yeah, so for Zapier, there's different notifications you can have set up across any platform. So let's say for your instance, you're running a Facebook ad, right? You have a lead opt into something, right? And you want to basically have a cold caller or somebody immediately dial them. So we use something like that right now for our cold calling team. And I'll talk about something else afterwards that's gonna make you a crazy amount of money, right? But basically what you would have them do is as soon as they opt in, you're gonna have it send a notification to a spreadsheet. And then once that spreadsheet, once they get added to that spreadsheet, it just sends a notification in Slack. if that's where your team is. So that's how we have it. So anytime a lead gets booked, it goes directly to Slack, cold caller dial them immediately. So we give, let's say a lead, we probably give them 5 minutes before they get a call from one of my dialers. Yep. And if y'all not using the Philippines, bro, you're gonna save so much money. It's crazy, right? Yeah.
Connect all that, all you have to do is just go back to YouTube to get the ins and outs of it.
Yep.
I do have a Slack in my VA, do work off of Slack, but I'm about to start running Facebook ads. I just want to make sure that everything automated and put together the right way.
Really, I would just say use the AI version of Zapier. Just go in there and tell it like when this person opts into ClickFunnels, send the information, send the the email, phone number, whatever, to Google Spreadsheets, and then afterwards send a notification to Slack. And it'll do the whole automation for you. All you gotta do is just connect your accounts, and that's it. Hopefully that helps. Yeah. Yep.
So, can you still though replace Zapier with Go High Level, like using tags and like additional automations, or do you have to use Zapier?
So you can still use Go High Level and Zapier together. They work best together though. One thing that I would say is ClickFunnels, Go High Level, they're great, but it still always needs like an extra step. Because what I think is like, if there's anything in your company where you have to sit down and it takes you an hour to do something, AI can do it even faster. So I would use Zapier and Go High Level together. Go High Level is great with automations, but I'm telling you, Zapier is gonna be the cleanest, most organized, most user-friendly possible option you can have. Yeah. What's up,
I
brother?
had a similar question, just the Go High Level seems like it has a lot of the ManyChat features as well. Does ManyChat have any type of advantage over the features in Go High Level?
I think because ManyChat is, they have a deal with Facebook and Meta to where they work with Instagram and Facebook like easily. I think that's one of the things. I haven't connected any of my automations to Go High Level just because the last thing I want is anything to get banned or anything restricted, anything like, I'm not touching that, I'm good. I'm gonna use what works so my account don't get taken down or I don't go into some type of account management and I gotta call somebody, get on the phone, no, I'm good. I just use ManyChat. It's also cheaper as well. Yeah.
Can I answer that for ManyChat, for the Go High Level feature, it's good for like picking up in a DM, but it will not do like lives and it won't do like comment on the actual post.
Exactly. One thing I would say as well, when y'all are using ManyChat, don't use a call to action every single post. Value, 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 then offer. Shout out to Gary Vee, right? So I'm giving content, value, value, value in my content, value again, make an offer. When I go to Instagram Live, I'm not sitting there coming in directly selling them something. I'm giving them game for an hour, then I'm giving them an option to go ahead and type this word for the ManyChat to flare off, and they get a link to something else. All right. Next question. Smooth. One thing I would say as well is for the people who did have a sales team, it just came back to mind, right? Because I do envision y'all getting to that point where you're gonna need a sales team. Like Marcus said, you definitely want to make sure that if you do have a sales team, it's something over 1,000. So like ours is like 6K, and like if you're trying to close them on a 6K in a webinar, I know a few people who have done it, but they haven't had a crazy amount of success with it. So I'm just letting y'all know that now. You definitely want to have a sales team. One of the things that I would say.
I did.
Did it work for you?
I used to sell 5K. That's how Recession Proof got built. I sold a 5K off a webinar. But,
He is an outlier, right? It's not gonna work for everybody.
I'm selling 10K off a webinar now. They like, yo, you gotta do a 5-day challenge. I'm like, yeah, all right, you go do a 60-day build up for your 5-day challenge. I'm gonna go every single week for 10. And we're gonna equate what happened at the end.
Exactly. One of the things I would say as well is if you guys are collecting leads and you're getting on the phone with them, one of the things that we ended up doing, back to my point with my mentor just Flatland stepping over the 1s, the 10s, the 20s and all those, having a low ticket team, that helped a lot. Like, cause in my niche, we may not have a bunch of people who have the 6K to pay in full. But if you have under 1,000, I'm picking up the 1s, the 5s, the 10s, the 20s, because I got a low ticket team dialing these people who are still interested. It's not like they're not interested. They're just as interested, they just don't have the money. Cool, perfect, we'll work with you where you at.
I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna teach y'all Q&A, because y'all don't be answering questions right. This is why they be kicking me out. They don't even let me join their fucking mastermind groups anymore. I be in these shits. I'm gonna show you, y'all gotta ask qualified questions. I have a low ticket team. What system do your low ticket team call off of?
So currently we use, what is it called? Air call.
Y'all don't need to say I need a low ticket team. I need to know what's my low ticket team gonna work on. What the fuck do I use with the low?
Air call.
You see?
Air call. AIR call.
So when people talk, you go and go, got it. Got the overall, I can understand that. But what's the operation? What's that system? Remember, it's the action and the system. The system is the hardest thing that we always miss. The action is like, oh, I didn't know that action was possible, but now that you told me, I know. But I still don't got the system.
Exactly.
So now what system is what I need? It's like, oh, okay, I need a, but what? And now air call, because how many of y'all ever heard of it? You see what I'm saying? That's that. Y'all got it when y'all asking questions. Don't worry, I'm gonna teach y'all. When y'all go to other people's rooms, they gonna damn near kick y'all out. They don't let me, like I be in people's shit and I be like, I got a question. They be like, bro, bye. Nah, we need this. You tell, like, keep going.
Yeah. So just since he said that, I'm gonna just give you all my system plays, like the platforms I use. We use HubSpot. Well, now we transfer over to Go High Level. So if you're already on Go High Level, you good. You don't have to use HubSpot. If you don't want to use Go High Level, you can use HubSpot. That's where we have like a lot of our leads sitting at right now inside of HubSpot. For emails, we used to use ActiveCampaign. Again, go to Go High Level. I'm telling you right now, the fees you're gonna pay on ActiveCampaign is gonna be serious.
I'm doing mobile text alert. I have mobile text alert, community. I'm like, yo, I quit. Like, I'm spending $30,000 a month on some of these systems because I built it up so much.
Exactly.
It's not expensive when you first starting, but when you get 60,000 people over here, another 100,000 over here, and you sending out emails and texts how we do, it's like I looked at my bills one month and I said, calculate that. And I said, man, what? Because sometimes we won't do the math.
Yeah.
This is where y'all need a bookkeeper. Somebody to overlook the booking expenses and pull reports. Now my biggest thing and the way I win is I started looking at reports. Because it's like, oh man, well that's only 9,000, 15,000. That's cool. But if this shit is costing me too much, it's draining me down. If I don't do this, how much money do I make? I didn't do it on a webinar. It was like 70 people on that shit. I got off. I was like, nah, I'm not performing, but I was like, okay, so my texts and emails, they gotta work. So we was like, yo, don't do it and pull back. I get it, you'll see the show up rate and be like, nope, ain't doing it, that shit don't work. It's worth, okay, let me spend this money to get it back to see what I'm profiting, but you gotta know your numbers. How much am I spending on text messages? What's the way for it to be as least expensive as possible? Is when you get all these different lists, that's why Go High Level, put everything in one place, is a game changer.
Game changer, for sure. I mean, even for us with webinars, we ran webinars for a year and a half, and I started my text and email list. Email was probably at like 30,000, just off of me selling courses and things like that. And text was probably like 12. We did webinars for a year and a half. We went from 30,000 and 12 to 218,000 and 148,000 texts. So it's understand lead opt-ins. If you're not extracting it, I'm telling y'all, like I'm in the midst of looking at exiting the company now. If that list ain't together, they're not buying it. Or they gonna discount the hell out of you. And you're gonna be sitting there like, man, I made 5 million with this business though. They don't care. If you didn't have anything for them to obtain from you to help them go from 5 to 50, they don't care. They gotta go rebuild again. They gotta go hire somebody else and just take. One thing I've learned about companies, and this is a big key point. If you're doing something, right, and you're trying to exit a company, right, and they see all the ideas, but y'all can't come to a common ground, they'll take everything that you're doing and repurpose it over here. And they already got the audience. They already got the list. Your list is the most important thing that you can do and build. What's that?
So for people who are trying to build their email list, text list, what are some of the best ways to do that?
Free opt-ins is a good way to get a lot of people on there. What I've learned though, huge mistake, VSL, let me tell y'all, we were spending $1,000 a day. Was it $1,000? We spent about $800 a day. So we spent around $25,000 a month, and we were doing like 100K a month. So yeah, numbers make sense off the VSL, and there's other things that we were doing, right? One of the things I would say is with free people comes free loaders. So they get everything for free. Amazing. Guess what? When you send that email or that text message in there and you like, hey, buy this thing. Crickets. They gonna open it. They gonna open it. They gonna be like, oh, that sounds so good. I love that thing that you gave me for free, but I'm not buying that. Nah. So one thing that we've done is low ticket, very, very low ticket triggers. And then you bring them in through there. So one of your most valuable key components, like I think when we make courses or curriculum, we might value it so much that we gotta hold on to it and it's only going to the high ticket people, or it's only going to the people who pay $9.97 for my course. No, take that shit out, make it something for $20, $5, $10, $100, whatever it is, and get those people to still flood in through there, because you're gonna still filter them to the top. Like I told y'all, that funnel, you gotta have a person or a way to get those ones, those fives, the 10s, the 20s, the 50s, and the 100s. If there's anything y'all take away from this, use that system, pick up as much money as you can, and then on top of that, right, use the automations to make your life easier.